My name is Rhapsody, and it's been approximately 5.8 trillion years since we last played a character that was not the defect, and the defect is also the daily today. So it's time for the Ironclad. Exordium, random record. Let's get wild with it. I usually wouldn't take random record. I'd take the obtain 3 potions, but I kind of want to get forced a little outside of my own comfort zone. Let's take a random record, see if it gives us a strat that we usually wouldn't play. That's a bludgeon. I haven't played bludgeon strats often, I guess. So what do I want to do here? I want to upgrade both bludgeon and the... I want to upgrade both bludgeon and the bash. So the bash so that I have an extra turn of vulnerability, and the bludgeon so that it does 42 damage. The extra turn of vulnerability just there to keep the bludgeon in check. I'll take Cleave as my first AoE, especially because it's been buffed a bunch. What up, Cleave? Alright. Solid 1 damage right there, and overkill by 27. Thunderclap is actually also a really good AoE, but also a really good setup for bludgeon. All you need is 1 extra energy in order to be able to cast both of them in the same turn. Vajra, start each combat with 1 strength. Alright. I'm starting to see this coming together. Alright. Now, ladies, yeah? None of these, probably just card removal. Our offense is handily taken care of. Really? Really, video game? That was bad. If I get bludgeon in the next hand, I'll have 33 damage. So I could have done 7 to the backline and then 33 to the backline next turn with the bludgeon. I didn't get bludgeon. So in retrospect, my decision to hit the frontliner was not exclusively wrong. I know that's not how that works, but just imagine that it is. Alright, give me both of my AoE cards. Never mind, you'll just give me one of them? Wow, rude. One, 2... Because I happen to know my next hand is going to have Clash, so I split the damage there. Cleave. Meat, I was actually going to ask for Meat on the Bone. You have to believe me. If your HP is at or below 50% at the end of the combat, heal 12 HP. All right, we can play much more aggressively in the opening now. I think I actually take Bloodletting. Yeah. Remove another of those. We don't really have setup to do here, do we? And I'll pass on this turn. I'm basically just trying to get bash on 1 turn and then bludgeon on the next. Never mind, I guess. Probably gonna have to use the block potion here. Sure. You still take 1 damage, but... couldn't give me the lethal, eh? Next turn is just bludgeon for the kill, so... That turn was about playing as defensively as possible, which is why I used the defend and I didn't use bloodletting. Ginger, you can no longer become weakened. That's actually really important for this run right now. We'll also take 1 war cry because being able to curate our hands is going to be super important. Self-forming clay, whenever you would lose HP in combat, gain 3 block the next turn. Beautiful. Awesome. And I put a defense in my next hand, just in case my next hand is garbage. Bloodletting, and then we can do these. Hell yes. I already have 6 block generated for this turn, courtesy of the self-forming clay. We'll double strike the front line because we don't know if we're going to get bludgeon this hand. Which we did get, but still. Could get a kill next turn. It would have been these 2 plus the strike in the deck. That's annoying. Oh well. This is our third elite this floor. I think we're doing pretty well. Also, the meat on the bone, between the meat on the bone and the burning blood, I can take a lot of damage and still be really okay. The courier, the merchant no longer runs out of cards, relics or potions, and his price is reduced by 20%, as well as a regen potion for healing 15 HP over the course of 5 turns. We don't need Immolate. We have a bunch of AoE. Blood for blood and armaments? No. We do need some upgrade opportunities, but not armaments. Well, I can't be weakened, so we can just leave that frontliner to attack me this turn. And then just moiter it next turn. Twin Strike. I mean, it's valuable, but this is a bludgeon deck. Go for another elite or go for a shop. We'll have more money. And the merchant doesn't sell out, so we don't have to worry about that. My goal here is to get to below 40 HP. Which I guess I do right now, right? I go down to 39, and then I kill this turn. Beautiful. This is the... Well, if I had 40 HP exactly, it would be the maximum that I could heal. Because then we trigger both Meat on the Bone and Burning Blood. So if I end the fight with 41 HP, I only trigger Burning Blood, and I go up to 47. But if I end the fight with 40 HP, so one less point, or one fewer points of HP, then I trigger both Meat on the Bone and Burning Blood, and I go up to 58. So it's actually quite a significant difference. Poison Potion, apply 6, as well as Spot Weakness, Clash, and Havoc. I mean, the reason that we're not taking Clash, especially, is because people get mad at me when I take Clash. No, it's the reason we're not taking Clash, especially, is because if we get Bludgeon in the same hand as any skills, we can only really afford to play Bludgeon, and we can't afford to play the other skills, which means that we wouldn't be able to play Clash. Alright. Give us the elite. Sure. I'm actually going to murder the backliner here because I am going to need my defense to be readily available. Alright, I'll take 1 damage this turn. Now, can I take 7 damage this turn? No, I can't, unfortunately. I can take 4. Okay, can I take 3 damage this turn? No, I can't. Again, 40 is the perfect amount of HP for me to be on. And we got to 39. That's good. Kill him. Strength Potion, gain 2 strength, as well as Cleave, Iron Wave, and new Bloodletting. Already got a single Bloodletting in the deck. Probably actually want to upgrade that Bloodletting, to be honest. Alright, we'll put that Bloodletting back on top of the deck here. Now, we're not perfecting these early fights, and that's just not really super viable for us to do. But I know that I've got Bludgeon in this hand, and that's murder. Oh, yes. Gambling chip at the start of each combat, discard as many cards as you'd like, and then draw that many. Well, we can curate our opening hand at this point, right? Because our opening hand is 5 cards. We've got 13 cards in the deck. Discard 5, draw 5. I mean, we can pretty effectively... Oh, we've already removed 2 strikes. We can't take Perfected Strike. We can pretty effectively curate our deck. Opening hand. Now, I do need to Smith, and I do need to upgrade Bash and Bludgeon. Bludgeon first, though. Because between Bash and Thunderclap, we should still be able to sort out our hands correctly. Now, the first turn this enemy doesn't attack, so I can actually take advantage of that by using this turn to set up vulnerability. Because then you defend. See, if I played the Bludgeon outright on that first turn, I would have forced the enemy to transform, but I wouldn't have gotten any vulnerability on them, so I wouldn't have been able to set up for, oh, I don't know, a 64 damage Bludgeon. Because we have no defensive cards in this deck, and this deck doesn't have like a ridiculous upfront offense, it was never going to perfect this fight, so... I don't really hold it to the standard of, am I going to perfect this fight? Because I'm not. Back on the ground. Awesome. And then murder next turn. That's all she wrote. Offering, it has to be. As much as I want to take double tap, I can't rely on getting a... I can't rely on picking up a... Ryan, brain, please. I can't rely on picking up an energy relic. After this, I might not get offered one, in which case I will never be able to double tap on the same turn as Bludgeon. So what? I'm double tapping Bash? In order to actually get like an upfront hit, it's got to be Offering, because then I can Offering and super likely I'll be able to play Bash Bludgeon or Thunderclap Bludgeon. We did get an energy relic, and it would be absolutely insane, because I've got a high cost card, I've got another high cost card, I've got draw, I've got another way of drawing and curating my hand. It'd be remiss of me if I didn't take the Runic Dome. So I do apologize for the people that dislike when I take the Runic Dome. I'm in kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't position. If I take the Runic Dome, a lot of people feel uncomfortable with it, don't particularly enjoy the viewing experience, and I understand that. Don't worry, I'm not ragging on you. But if I don't take it, a lot of people think, oh, well, that's suboptimal play. You should just take the Runic Dome. Why did you take Philosopher's Stone or Ectoplasm or Velvet Choker instead of the Runic Dome? They all have drawbacks that are way worse than the Runic Dome. All right, now I'm mad. You can't please all the people all the time. It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. See, this is the thing I'm really annoyed by, right? I'll use a poison potion here, but more energy. Just want to be able to murder. Rage is going to be like a really handy defensive card for us because we pretty much exclusively play attack cards. Sharon's Ashes is really interesting, but we don't have Exhaust significantly in our deck. Like, we have 2 Exhaust cards, so 6 damage AoE over the course of a fight. That's really not good. However, Omamori is actually really powerful because I'm going down a lot of question marks on this line, and there's a lot of curses that'll be offered to me. So I'll take an Omamori and definitely a Gremlin Horn. Now, Gremlin Horn, I think, is ridiculous in builds that have like a Bludgeon because it continues your turn after the Bludgeon. The Bludgeon's supposed to be your finisher, but it actually becomes the beginner of your turn. Super powerful. Okay. Hard mulligan on that one. Actually, I'll keep Cleave. Rage, and then Bloodletting, and then Bash, Bludgeon. Now I can Cleave if I want to, and I do. Hell yes. Take exactly 1 damage on the backswing. Thank you, Rage. Can I murder? Yes. All right. Pommel Strike is interesting. It's some draw power in this deck that doesn't really have it right now. Like, because Warcry happens once and it doesn't really draw you deeper into the deck. It helps you curate your hand, but it's quote-unquote draw. Offering is draw, but it only happens once. I think I could take a Pommel Strike and I wouldn't feel too bad about it. I'll take it. All right. Awesome, and it didn't even trigger Omamori. We got 10 maximum HP from the pair. We do need to upgrade Offering, though, so that we can use it for a hard draw. I'm annoyed by this, because all of the cards that I wanted are at the very bottom of the deck. All right, well, Bloodletting, Bash, Pommel here. All right. Please give me the card I'm looking for. Never mind. That's fine. That's fine. I didn't need to enjoy myself here. Mm-hmm. Bludgeon, the bottom card of the deck. Hell yeah. Give me none of those, though. What I was going to ask for there was going to be Thunderclap, so that I could Thunderclap before my hit. It was all going to be good until it suddenly wasn't. None of these or Intimidate. I could see Intimidate. No. We'll keep up the aggression. Thunderclap Cleave kills the frontliners. Gives me enough energy back to use the Bludgeon. This guy very, very, very rarely attacks on the first turn, but can. Yep. So of course he's going to. Just to make a fool out of me. Now, he never attacks 2 turns in a row. He'll be summoning this turn, so... kind of gives me some freedom here. To murder. Bag of Preparation! At the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards. That's going to be extremely handy considering the fact that we also have the gambling chip. So our opening hand is going to be 7 cards large, and then we can throw 7 of them back. So it's increasing the effect of the gambling chip. I'll take an upgraded Warcry, but that's probably the last Warcry I take. I'll also Smith a Rage, because now that we have more draw in the deck, the Rage is much more potent. All of that's actually going. I want the AoE, and I want the Rage, and I want the Offering, and I'm really glad I got pretty much all of the things I was asking for there. I know I said that with a question mark, but I meant it with an exclamation mark? Second Rage. 1 down, draw a card. Oh man, really? Here's all my defense. Alright. Bash, Pommel, normal hit. Let's see what we get here. I know you do 7 damage a turn, and that's literally the only thing that you do. So, yeah. If I get to play a defense, I'm still perfecting this fight. And I'm no longer perfecting this fight. Damn. Oh well. Bludgeon for the kill. We're not really perfecting any fights here anyway. Toolbox. At the start of each combat, add a random colorless card to your hand. This will occur after my draw and gambling chip. Rupture? I mean, I do have Bloodletting and Offering, but that's still very little to use a Rupture with. Also, Strength isn't really the strength of this run, right? Strength is really good when you play a lot of small attacks, but when you play like singular large attacks, Strength is minimized in its effectiveness. Question card. On future card reward screens, you have an additional card to choose from. Not bad, not bad. Apotheosis is good, but I really don't want to play it right now because our opening turn is so damn important in terms of its damage output. Also, it's worth noting, the toolbox triggered first. Huh. Surprises me. Okay, we'll use Offering here. Bloodletting, Warcry. I'm basically just trying to give myself a chance to draw Bloodletting. Thunderclap Cleave draws 2 cards, as well as gives us 2 energy. Now it doesn't matter if you attack on the first turn, so of course he decides not to. Thanks, bud. Alright. Yeah, any reasonable hit will kill the backliner here. Awesome! So we actually did perfect that fight. Self-damage does not go against perfecting, by the way. Happy Flower. Every 3 turns gain an energy. That's really handy for us, as well as the energy potion. Since we're near the end of this floor, I will throw away my artifacting potion there, the Ancient Potion. But it is worth noting that the Ancient Potion is most powerful on floor 2 because you can prevent the Confused effect from the Snecko, and you can prevent the Hex effect from the Chosen. Berserk seems like it would be active almost all of the time. Alright. Blue Candle. Curse cards can now be played. We're not going to get any curse cards in our deck, though, because we've got Omori to protect us against those. That's a really garbage hand right there. Uh-huh. Rage. Thunderclap, Cleave, Offering. Because I want to get my AoE cards back as soon as possible. Warcry to shuffle down back to the top of the deck. Second Warcry. Yeah, you don't want both of the Warcries in the same deck, unfortunately. Bludgeon Pommel kills the back line, giving me the ability to play an extra card, and then I can put the bird on the ground because it's taken 3 attacks now. Hell yes. So I've actually managed to get through this without taking any damage. See what we get from Transmutation. Ooh, Bandage Up. Excellent. Then we'll just indiscriminately murder. Block Potion. I mean, if I was going for perfects, that Block Potion would be handy. But I think the potions that I currently have are actually going to be more effective for me in the long run. Upgrade the Offering. Especially because we can pretty much reliably get the Offering in our opening hand. Thunderclap? I keep Thunderclap as just an extension. I'm going to keep Thunderclap basically as an extension of my vulnerability applied to enemies. We basically have to Offering first, don't we? No. We'll Warcry to see if we can get Rage early. Warcry to see if we can get Rage early. Wow, Rage is literally the bottom card of the deck. Alright. That's cool. That's cool. Now, I want to play a bunch of small attacks. But I also really want to play Bludgeon. So, on the first turn, the Book of Stabbing can do either 6x2 or 21. If you do the 21, I'm going to take damage. If you do the 6x2, I'm defended. Alright, it's 6x2. Beautiful. Alright, well, I'm taking damage either way now, right? It would be 6x3 or it would be the 21. Bludgeon. We have company at our house, so I can't really do it that loud right now. But that's the Singing Bowl. When adding cards to your deck, you may gain 2 max HP instead. Oh, by the way, I'll take this opportunity to say, if you haven't joined the Republic Discord, do that. I've got a Singing Bowl emote now. Oh god, I think it was Giuseppe. Just gave me the picture of the Singing Bowl. I just uploaded it. It's so easy to make emotes for Discord. I love it. Alright. Ancient Potion. None of those. And I discarded something else for an Ancient Potion recently, so I'm not going to discard anything there. We will actually now upgrade the Bloodletting. That is actually quite important for us. Oh, speaking of. Oh! Speaking of. We need to get everything that is draw and has a high cost out of our hand. Yep. Okay, I play Thunderclap. Then Madness is going to decrease the cost of the Bludgeon. The Bludgeon now costs 0 the entire fight. I could have played the Rage first. I probably should have. I was just focused on the whole Bludgeon thing that we got to do there. Alright. Another card back to the deck. Alright, now your opening turn never exceeds like 12 damage, I think, actually. So I was pretty certain I was safe there. This is probably a debuff. It's not a debuff turn. Damn. This guy is a little less predictable than I would usually like. Alright, we'll be defended here, despite the vulnerability, though. Another Face Slap. Rough. So you should be, yep, purging this turn. Which means this turn I am going to take a metric heckload of damage. So it should be 16. What's the base for it? I think it's 9, so 15 by 3, 15 by 3 pumped up by the vulnerability, 22 by 3, 22 by 3 becomes 66. I have... I think I'm just short, right? I have 61 HP. I don't think the 3 HP from the regen potion activating this turn is going to save me. Huh. Well, you know what? I'm glad to be wrong. Murder him. Alright. Add any card to your deck. None of these pre-upgrade when taking them. We can take Exhume because we can probably guarantee that it occurs after the offering, courtesy of our gambling chip. So I'll take an Exhume. This is a little less interesting. Because this is the safe option, right? We take the Lizard Tail, we just regen to half of max HP. Basically, like, if we get into the final fight, a lot of the time we're going to die, and Lizard Tail will prevent that. Bring us back to half HP, and then we'll finish the fight. Like, I think that is the safest play, but we have Omamori as well as Blue Candle, and this is 3 curses plus 3 relics. I'm actually super enticed to take the Calling Bell. I'm going to. All right, we got Clumsy, least negative we could have gotten. I got Shuriken. Whenever you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 strength, as well as Duvu Doll for each curse in your deck. Start each combat with additional strength. And War Paint, upgrading a War Cry and a Defend. Dono and Decker at the end of the floor is a bit rough. Yeah, that could be a problem. All right. Definitely going to keep Trip. I don't need to burn the Clumsy. It burns itself effectively. Wow. Offering still at the bottom, and there's the Exhume. Really glad to see it performing to expectation. Your opening hand is either 10 or 15 damage, depending on whether you put a burn into my deck. So it's pretty certain that I didn't need to worry about trying to defend there. Heavy Blade, yeah, we're not really going to have that much strength. I mean, we've got 1 from this, and then we'll get a little bit more from the Shuriken over time. We've also got 1 from Vajra. So the upgraded Heavy Blade would be 24, and then it'd gradually get better from there. Yeah, that's actually not powerful enough. None of the... actually, we probably do want the Weak Potion. Just for Dono and Decker, actually. Okay. So we're going to visit 2 elites. Handy. Whirlwind is actually going to be really, really, really important because we do need the AoE, especially against the enemies we'll be fighting at the end of this. Do we have Sundial? We do not have Sundial, so Deep Breath isn't as powerful as it could be. Centennial Puzzle is interesting. Centennial Puzzle, the first time you lose HP each combat, draw 3 cards, but we have Bag of Preparation, drawing 2 additional cards into our opening hand, so our opening hand is 7 cards large, typically. And typically, we also manage to get one of those cards to be Offering, and Offering draws 5 cards and also damages us, so it would trigger Centennial and draw 8. We can very rarely exhaust like 8 cards from our hand before playing the Offering, at which point we would refill entirely. So the Centennial Puzzle likely isn't going to perform excellently in this deck. Take a Whirlwind, and we'll card remove a... Not the Clumsy. I actually do want the extra strength from it now that I have the Whirlwind for the AoE. I don't want to remove a Defend, but I'm kind of leaning in that direction. Strike. We've got another shop in just a moment. We definitely want to keep Rage. That's about it. Not the card I wanted to play there, actually. I wanted to play Bloodletting first. Defend. Almost right. Thunderclap, and then Whirlwind. Plus Murder. All right. Yeah, none of that. Take the max HP. All right, well, now we have Bottled Lightning so that we can put an Offering in our opening hand, or we could just take the Offering. There's also Apotheosis on sale here. Upgrade all of your cards for the rest of combat. One unupgraded. This one exhausts. Unupgraded. There's so few unupgraded cards that upgrade for a significant effect. Like, this upgrades for a little bit of extra damage. This upgrades for 1 vulnerability, so that's a significant effect. These all get 3 damage or 3 block. The ones that upgrade for a significant effect, we already upgraded ourselves manually. Medical kit, status cards can now be played. Playing a status will exhaust the card. The problem with this is primarily the statuses that are given to us by Donu and Deca are dazed, so they exhaust at the end of the turn anyway. So they're not really, like, we don't need to do the medical kit. In the same way that you don't need to manually exhaust a clumsy with a blue candle because it exhausts at the end of the turn. Same with the medical kit and dazed. I pretty much just have to take offering and then card removal here. Another strikeout. It's just going to help us chain off on our first turn much more ridiculously. So here, basically everything. Okay. Well, we'll bloodletting, do that, use our smaller offering. The war cries are actually probably bad in the deck right now. At the very least, both of them are upgraded, so they replace themselves, but they're not really performing anything in the deck right now. Exhume to get another upgraded offering, and then it's just basically bludgeon, and can I get back to bludgeon? No. Right. That's fine. If I can't get back to bludgeon, that's fine. 12 by 5 is 60. So if I can do just a little more damage, we've got a kill. Turn 1 kill against the... I mean, that's not bad. Against the Nemesis. Old coin, gain 300 gold. Alright, well, at the very least, we're not going to be sad if we see a late shop. Oh, bandage up. Handy. Well, we need all of the single target stuff here, so all of that goes away. Bandage up. Rage. Thunderclap. Bloodletting. Alright, now we can offer. I'll bludgeon before I recycle the deck, so that I get another chance to draw it. We can exhume to take back the upgraded offering. I also could have taken back the bandage there if I thought I was definitely safe in my ability to kill, but I don't think that. You, from what I remember, never attack on the first turn? Like, it's always the weak and frail on the first turn? Yeah. Weak negated by the ginger, and then frailty was applied. And then this turn you attack. Typically small. Typically it's 5 damage on this turn, which I never understand why you have just a 5 damage attack. But sometimes it's 25 on the second turn, so you do have to worry there. Walker Anger, Shrug It Off. I think I'll actually just take a single copy of Shrug It Off just as a defensive card to have in a deck. A little bit of a defensive splash. Upgrade the Whirlwind because it's like getting 3 more points of strength. Bronze Scales. Whenever you take damage, you may deal 3 back. Well, it's not may, it's you deal 3 back. So here I've got Singing Bowl as well as this event. If I lose 10 HP, I can gain 6 max HP. Alright. Deck isn't particularly thick, so Mind Blast isn't a great pickup for us. Flash of Steel is just ridiculous. I mean, we've got Shuriken, we don't have anything that... We're not up against the Time Eater, we don't have Normality, and we don't have Velvet Choker, so there's no reason to play fewer cards. Enlightenment is okay, but I have to get it in the same hand as Bludgeon for it to be really effective. And in a deck of 21 cards... Dark Shackles is actually really good in this final boss fight. I mean, it's offering me a free Apotheosis. Do I take that? Upgrades. I think bear with me for a second. I think it's either Master of Strategy or Trip. Apotheosis only upgrades a single strike, so 3 extra damage, on a card that is like low priority to play, then 3 extra block across 3 defends, 2 extra damage and a vulnerability on a bash, 3 extra damage on a cleave. This is almost certainly played before an offering. This is almost certainly played before an offering. Sorry, an apotheosis and apotheosis. This just gets 3 extra damage. This is pretty significant, the 6 extra strength lost. I'm going to take the apotheosis, but I think it's much, much, much closer than it looks like it is. All right. We're keeping Whirlwind because basically what we're going to do here is cheat in a ridiculous amount of energy. And then we're going to blow up all of the enemies. So I don't want to play Bash. I'm actually going to play Clumsy here just to free the space up in my hand so that I can play Offering. Yeah, because I want Thunderclap and then I want Whirlwind. So this is going to be 15 damage to all enemies X times. So that's X is going to be 6. So 15 by 6 is 15 by 2 is that, so it's 90. So Thunderclap and then Whirlwind kills. Champion Bell. Whenever you apply a vulnerability, also apply weak. That is really, really, really powerful because we have the Thunderclap already in the deck. I would have probably taken a second copy of Thunderclap were it offered there. Upgrade Apotheosis, because cost is actually something we really do need to manage. This is, again, probably going to be an AoE kind of thing. Rage, Bandage up. Bloodletting Offering. There's an Apotheosis, which we'll use so that we can get the Offering back. There's the Dark Shackle, so it's Defend, Thunderclap. I can actually probably double defend before I Whirlwind, which should, yeah, save us HP. Flex is actually really good, but I don't know if it's great in this deck right now. Probably. I mean, it gets upgraded by Apotheosis. I was thinking of it, and I was looking at it, and I was thinking it's not upgraded by Apotheosis. But the thing is, our draw, like, stops after the first cycle, right? We've got Shrug It Off for a single draw, Flash of Steel for a single draw, and then double from the Pommel Strike, but that's it. It's like we don't heavy draw in order to use Flex a bunch of times. I actually think I take max HP. Pen Nib. Every 10th attack you place deals double damage. That would have been really, really handy to have earlier. I'm going to rest here because Apotheosis is already upgraded, so it's going to take care of the upgrades for me. 2 Flash of Steels. 2 Flashes of Steel. All right. Rage, Bloodletting, Apotheosis. We're looking for... obviously, I should use a Strength Potion here, but we're looking for a single Offering so that this can start going insane. Not an Offering. Not an Offering. All right, that's really rough. So Exhume can only bring back Apotheosis, which we don't want. At the very least, we're not taking damage this turn. Rage fully defended us there. Right, we're basically just using Warcry to burn it out of the deck at this point. This is Offering number 1. Flash of Steel. Warcry to burn it out of the deck. Thunderclap is actually really, 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 really good. Alright, I am going to put up the Dark Shackle right now because it means that I don't have to defend, and I know that Rage is in here, but if I don't get Rage super soon, then it doesn't matter. Bash the back line and then Offering so that I get all of the card draw from it. Bloodletting, Cleave. Wait. This is the double damage turn? Beautiful. Whirlwind. Gain 2 extra energy and Bludgeon. Hell yes. So that's a perfect fight. Turn 2, Donu and Decker as well. 1080 damage. Not that bad. Not that bad at all. For a deck that was as aggressive as that one, I'm surprised that Bludgeon got to feature as well as it did. Basically, Bludgeon was our bridge until the late game, and then everything became about the offerings and the whirlwinds, the rage, and the thunderclap. That was an interesting run, in that it tried to be a Bludgeon run, and it just became anything but. But for the moment, my name has been Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves with our first non-defect run in a trillion years, and hopefully we'll see you next time when we play the defect.